In this video, we're going to be taking another look at our machines, also providing an update and how they came to be, and we'll also be taking a look at one of our competitors' machines. So let's get into it. All right, so first up, we're going to be taking a look at this machine here, also known as a miniature barrel plating machine. This machine is one of our, I guess you could say, our competitor now, since we're making our own line of mini barrel plating machines. This machine here was the first one that I purchased when I realized I had a need for it. They are made here in the US and they are good machines. I went ahead and covered up the manufacturer's name here just to avoid any kind of any kind of trouble with them. But like I said, this was the first machine that I purchased. It works great. Don't get me wrong. This is a good machine. It's just there were some issues with, I guess, basically availability. Just it was quite a process just trying to get one of these machines, having to talk to a few different people and a long waiting period, and there was no price transparency. It was, contact us or call for a quote. So having the need for it, I bit the bullet and I got it. There was no other option available unless maybe I tried to get something here from China, but who knows what I would have ended up paying for that by the time it was all said and done. So I went with this machine, and I got to say, if you're somewhat familiar with electroplating, it's a breeze. Even if you have little to no experience, this thing is a pretty simple machine to use. All right, so starting off, we'll take a look at their basket here. I believe when I purchased this, that this was the biggest basket available for this machine. I may be wrong. As far as machines that are set up like this, I think this was the biggest basket. Now they do make other machines that have multiples. I think you can get them with two baskets on one unit, maybe even three. But I think the third one is always a bit smaller. Um, and these have like a screen mesh inside of them, as where ours is just a solid basket, and you can kind of see the size comparison here. Um, Ours is quite a bit bigger. Yeah, I know it's hard to see on the video, but you can definitely get a lot more material in this basket that we make versus the one you're going to get with this machine here. Now, they also run the same kind of inner ball type dangler that we run. It comes through the machine. You put your material in here, you attach the basket, and the wire comes out the back up here to this area. And then they went ahead and have a two-piece wire. Ours is one, and their cable is also a bit longer and comes out, and they've got quite a quite a robust clamp here, a bigger clamp than what we're using on our machines. And then you can see the motor. This is the motor case here. It sticks out. We're running similar similar motors and power switches. Same thing, you plug in here, and then this goes to the outlet on the wall or whatever. Overall, like I said, this has been a good machine. If it wasn't for, I would say, the headache of getting one to my door and also the cost, I would probably have just multiples of these, and our line probably never would have come to exist. But we're a small company now, small business. But when we started this, we're doing other electroplating hobbies and things of that nature, testing, and we needed multiple machines, and it was just going to be too much of an expense to just buy a bunch of these. So we decided, out of necessity, these look pretty simple. Let's design, create, make our own unit, and that's what we did. And that's kind of how we came to be. All right, so here's kind of a side-by-side comparison of their machine versus ours. You can see right off the bat that our machine is a bit shorter than the other machine. We have a wider base plate here, just to alleviate any kind of tipping concerns we may have had. It really has been a sturdy unit. We haven't had any issues with either one of them tipping over, but we just wanted to come out a little bit further with ours, just to eliminate any concern there. Ours is just a flat base here, whereas theirs has, I guess, kind of a leg system. Kind of you got the arch in there and these little legs here. Let's see. Ours is a bit wider. Now these, when I started with this machine, we were hanging this. We had to make our own little kind of hanger, and we were hanging it in a 5-gallon bucket. So it was kind of tilted, and we ended up getting solution up into the case here at one point, and we had to take it all apart and clean it and get this running again. But it is, I mean, for the most part, it's got a good seal on it. But that can happen. I mean, even with our machines, you don't want to go, and we always tell people and recommend, to the top of the barrel here, or just below it. You don't want to go too far up the machine, because you're going to risk electrical shock and equipment failure if you have this thing, in a bath too deep where it doesn't need to be. It only needs to go, not even covering the basket the whole way. That's also part of the reason why we paired our machines with these tubs here, because these are small, compact, they're sturdy, they work with all your solutions. Our machine sits in there nice and flat, it doesn't move, it won't tip over, and this keeps you from going too far up. It keeps your bath level perfect for this machine, so it's hard to mess up, it's hard to ruin your machine. You really have to try to shock yourself or get this, in a spot where you may get in trouble. Now, as you can see here, this is one of our very first models that we started using and put out. We have made some changes to our machine, some updates, and I'll be getting into that in a minute. But I just wanted to show you, this machine here is one that I do a lot of plating with. Most of the videos that I make, we use this machine here. And I would say overall, I probably have more runtime on this machine than I do with this one. And I kind of want to show you where they stand, with that amount of runtime each. Our machine, you can see here, is still, well, the whole thing shakes, but it's still solid. There's no play in it anywhere. It's a good sturdy machine, whereas this one here started to, I guess, wear on the grommet or whatever it is that they have in here, whatever they used. It's starting to get pretty floppy and loose, and that's a concern, because these aren't cheap. They come at a big cost, and if you only get, they're not going to last forever, but if you only get minimal use on them and this thing falls apart, you're out a lot of money. So we took that into consideration and made ours a little more robust. And you're really, that's not going to be a concern. So again, this machine here is the first electroplating barrel machine that I purchased and used. it has been a pretty good machine. It worked great for the applications that we had. Um, these are manufactured here in the U.S. Um, and if money's not an object, then if you don't mind the weight and the cost, and you want to try these out, feel free. Um, but again, ours are a little more robust, a little more sturdy in their construction. They are right now you can order them through us, or we have them on an e-commerce site. Right now they're up on eBay, so you can go there and read the description on them. You can see the reviews. You can the price is right there, so there's not going to be any shock. You know, I will say our machine is, at the end of the day, about 50% less than what you're going to pay for this. Again, good machine, but different people have different budgets and different needs, and we're trying to make these more accessible to everyone out there that's looking to get into this hobby or profession, or up your production for your whatever it is you may be doing. You're reloading, making fishing lures, or your small business, or making jewelry. So again, these are an option for people here in the United States, but it's a bit more of a process and certainly more of an expense. Okay, so now we're gonna get back into our machines here. Um, the one on the left, as I stated before, is one of our first iterations of this machine. It's one that we still use it in our plating endeavors and videos. The machine on the right is our newest updated version of it, and it certainly has some more benefits, and we'll talk about those now. As I talked about earlier with that other machine, our competitor's machine, you can see that just like them, when we started, we started with a narrow base here, and it works fine. We haven't had any issues in the tub. I've loaded this thing with lead bullets and other heavy items, and it hasn't wanted to tip on us, but we just wanted to be sure that people weren't going to be having those kind of issues, so we went ahead and extended this base plate out. I believe it's the same width. Yes, but we just went ahead and brought that out a little bit further, just in case, So there's that we've changed. We're still running same size baskets. Now we can make these custom for you if you request something maybe with a bigger hole or a smaller hole in it. But we've pretty much just been running one standard size, and it seems to be working perfectly for all sorts of different materials that we've run in these platers. Again, now let's get to the ball danglers here. We're still running a shorter wire than what our competitors' machines run, and these are a little bit more rigid. We may be switching these to something that's a little more flexible, just so you can get this to lay down a little better in there if you need to, or but these are I don't know the exact length, maybe a foot or so. But they can, I mean, if you're a tinkerer, somebody, a DIYer, you can always, if you have a need, cut and extend this yourself pretty easily. Or if you do need this longer, that's something also that you can contact us, let us know, how long you want that, and we can get it done for you. Now, another thing is these first editions of the machines had these alligator type clips on the wire here, and so you'd have these on here, and then you'd take the power from your machine. Let me grab this, and you would just kind of clamp these two things together. Oop. And that would be the power down to your items inside the machine there. We've gone ahead and changed this because we were noticing over time, even though there's a set screw there and a hole for your wire to go into, over time these can start to work their way loose and pop off. So we decided to change them. You know, if you have something up here that's kind of wiggly and getting loose and you don't notice it, it does have an effect on your current in the bath, and you can see that on your rectifier. You can see the amperage kind of dancing around a little bit, and you really don't want that. So what we've done now is on the new version, we went ahead and just eliminated the alligator clip and added these flat tabs here. There's really not a whole lot of, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to be clipping things together like this when you can just take this here, clamp that on. It's nice and tight, it's flat, you know. You can run it through here if you wanted to. You know, it just makes for a cleaner design, cleaner look, and it alleviates that concern there that maybe this may wiggle loose or pop off and you're not getting the desired plating that you want. Okay, so now I want to talk about the upper gear here on this machine. And the first models of our plating barrels, there was a couple instances where these gears were actually getting stripped out on the shaft, and when that happens, that pretty much renders your machine inoperable. In a previous video, I pointed out when you're removing your barrel from the machine, you want to get a good grip on it, maybe by this gear, or get your whole hand around the back side of it there and remove this, so you're not getting movement on the gear and causing this to spin in there and possibly strip. A good way to avoid this is when you load your barrel and you're putting your material in and you're getting ready to put it on the machine, you only want to go just to where it barely grabs, you know. Just, it's snug, it's not going anywhere, it won't fall off. Think of it like putting an oil filter on a vehicle. You don't want to crank that sucker down, obviously. You just want to get it to where it grabs, and it's got a, you know, it makes its seal and it's on there. If you over tighten this, which I have in the past, you'll find when you pull this out of the bath and give it a rinse and try to remove this, I mean, you got to really try to get a hold of this thing, and it's wet, and you're trying to crank, and you bust that loose. You know, there's really no need for that. And again, if you get to that point, you're gonna be potentially causing damage to this gear up here. Now, this design has been changed. It is now has an integrated keyway in there to make that a little more sturdy, to where it's a little more forgiving now. You don't have to worry so much about maybe stripping that off, but you know, good practice is to just get a hold of it, not over tighten this when you put it on, and try not to get it to where you're cranking and this is going reverse direction and you're putting strain on this, because you know, you never know, it could strip it. In the event that does happen, we're really good with our customer service. Most of the time it's me that handles that, so you'll be contacting me directly, and you know, whatever we can honor the warranty, or whatever we need to do to get you a new part, new piece, to get that on. Or, you know, if you don't feel comfortable taking this, removing this, and putting the new parts on, you can always send them back to us. We'll repair the machine, or you know, depending on the severity of it, maybe send you a new one. So there is that. So that pretty much sums it up for this video. I hope I was able to answer questions or concerns, or, maybe give a little more insight into this machine and how it operates. Again, when you purchase these machines, they do come with this tub that you see here for your plating bath. They are available on eBay. We do offer free shipping on them, and also a 1-year limited manufacturer's warranty on these machines. And we are hoping to continue to receive good feedback. Certainly answer any questions or comments or concerns that you may have. You can always ask those in the comment section of the video or contact us directly. Until the next one, thank you for watching. If you are a hobbyist or a professional, you want to get into this, these are great machines. It has a wide range of uses. Like I said before, for jewelers, benchtop jewelers, reloaders, people that want to nickel plate their brass, people that are manufacturing fishing lures. They work well for small 3D printed objects. The possibilities are endless. Whatever you can think of that you wanna get plated, computer pens, automotive parts, old relics that you want to restore, furniture, hardware, you name it. It's got its place in the market, and we hope to do business with you. So feel free to reach out, and thank you again for watching.